Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Bonnie with By Bonnie Jewelry, where I talk about all things diamonds. Okay, so in this episode, I'm gonna be showing you a gorgeous 3-carat emerald cut set on a petite emerald cut band. But before I get into that, this incredible story of really how I met this particular client and her story and how we ended up here. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at By Bonnie Jewelry and like my video and subscribe to my channel if you love jewelry. So she first reached out to me basically in slight of a panic because she actually bought an emerald cut diamond ring at her local jewelry store that somebody that she has been working with for her other pieces for quite some time, and she has full trust in that jeweler and said, hey, I really want an emerald cut, and just pick me something beautiful. And of course, when she got married and they delivered the ring, and she wasn't happy with it. The emerald cut itself was very weirdly long and it really lacked sparkle, and she was like, it was set super high, like, oh my god, like high. And I don't know if you know, emerald cuts they're a deeper stone, so they need to be set, a little bit lower so that it's not like popping off your finger. But anyway, so she called me and she said, Bonnie, I really need your help. I said, okay, calm down. Let's take a look at what went wrong, right? So I was really concerned about, remaking her a ring that wasn't gonna make her happy. The last thing I want is like, oh yeah, sure, we can remake that, and a little here, a little, a dash of salt and make it perfect. No. So I asked her actually a ton of questions. What do you not like about the ring? And because she was just kind of like, well, I'm not a jeweler, so I don't know, I just don't like it. Kind of had to walk her through those things step by step and say, okay, let's break it down. What's wrong with it? So first she said, the stone wasn't sparkly, it was long. And the price that she had paid for it was questionable too, for the carat weight that it was. There was like no paperwork, like no certificates. I was like, oh my God, okay, getting a little nervous here. So we ended up working together, and I had picked out different ratios of stone for her and different cuts. So for those of you who are looking for an emerald cut, some of the pointers that you really have to know is like, it's really like fancy shapes are really difficult to purchase online. And I'll tell you why. Because there's no such a thing on a GI certificate for any fancy shape to say the cut is excellent, and especially when it comes to, say, emerald cut. You really have to look at the stone, how it looks from face up. If you see, a lot of dullness, like kind of an empty space right in the center of the stone, that's when you really want to avoid. But there's no way you can tell if you're not an expert in emerald cuts or diamonds in general, and you haven't seen a ton of stuff and you're just like blind and searching click. I don't think that's a good idea. What we did here is she had these beautiful long slender finger, and I said, okay, let's give you one option in the slightly chubbier ratio and something that of a slightly elongated ratio. So for those of you who don't understand what ratio is really we're talking about the length to width ratio, right? So sometimes emerald cuts that have longer ratio, it's more rectangular, like they're both rectangular but more elongated, and it also shows the diamond with a similar carat weight to be larger. But I also have clients that really love like the chubbier ratio no matter what, because could be the size of their hand or the shape of their finger. So keep in mind that's something to consider. She came also thinking like, okay, she wants like a pave ring. She showed me Pinterest photos, and I said, just really, I wanted her to check out this, since she's getting a 3-carat, which is something of a more substantial size. I said, why don't we do the petite emerald cut on the band? And I suggested to her initially over text, and she was like, oh, it's okay, I'm not like super in love with it. And as soon as she's from Sacramento, as soon as we kind of had all the things together and she was coming to view the stones and stuff, she fell in love like immediately with my suggestion of the petite emerald cut. And of course, I carefully sourced every single stone to make sure the proportions are right for her hand. And the setting that we made is absolutely stunning. I mean, it is one of the most beautiful rings that I make. I mean, of course, I'm biased. I make a lot of beautiful rings, but for emerald cut specifically, I really love this look. It's like, you've got the center stone that is step cut, right? And then you've got the matching cuts on the side. I think it's just absolutely beautiful. You know, one of my, you know, favorite celeb who also has a similar ring, well, before she got divorced, Angelina Jolie. Yeah, so she has emerald cuts with, you know, all emerald cuts on the band. Actually, hers is channel set, which I thought was beautiful as well. So here we use prong set, and the way that we set this band, it's so low profile, and the prongs are so seamless. It's just, it wasn't an easy ring for us to make, but it just came out absolutely stunning. So that's something that, you know, we focus on, is making sure, especially emerald cuts, when, you know, all the metals is like a hollow mirror. You don't get to see everything if you don't have the right quality of metal and the work, right craftsmanship to make it shiny, and from all sorts of angle, and setting the stone, everything from A to Z was completed perfectly. And of course, she couldn't be happier with the result, which I'll share with you her message to me here. It's just so heartwarming for me to, you know, take a distressed client that had spent all that money somewhere and felt like she wasn't getting the right guidance and the right product. And it was like, no matter how she explained it, they just weren't gonna be able to deliver what she wanted. So I'm really grateful that she gave me this opportunity to make her ring. And of course, I also showed her the matching wedding band, which you can see in this video. It is absolutely stunning. So if you're looking for an emerald cut, I would say there's a few typical settings that I like the emerald cut on. I would say like either a solitaire setting, a 3-stone is a really stunning popular. I have another video that shows that 3-stone ring as well. You can check that out. And then the pave, you know, I've done the pave if you want something simpler, not as, you know, chunky, I would say, because if you got the matching diamonds on the band. But in this scenario, we did the petite size, so it's not like crazy chunky. It's just the right proportion for her hand. And she's tall, blonde, and she's just so beautiful. So so that's the story with that. So my advice to you who are looking for an emerald cut, just make sure you're working with somebody that really has your best interest in mind, and really be able to analyze, you know, your lifestyle and what you do with your hand, and being able to recommend the right setting for you. I mean, this is what we do here. We don't just say, hey, what do you want? Like, because a lot of times clients don't know what they want, and they're looking for someone that have the experience, that have these secrets or pockets of tools out of their pocket. I've seen so much. I know exactly what you need. I'm just happy the way it came out, and her husband could not be happier with the result. And I'm grateful again. So there it is for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this gorgeous ring. If you are looking for something similar, don't hesitate to reach out. We have options in natural diamonds, options in laboratory grown diamonds. If you are wondering what the difference are between the two, make sure you check out my other video as well. And thank you so much. I enjoyed it very much, and I'll see you in my next episode. Bye.